Hi everyone, this is Rajkumar D from Department of Information Technology, Dr. SNS Rajalakshmi College of Arts and Science. I welcome you all for this lecture in implementing a production acceptance process, which comes under the subject IT infrastructure management operations. So what is meant by a production acceptance process? It is one of the most effective ways to ensure that the new systems or application or releases that are operationally ready, which are stable and supportable being deployed into the production environment. So whenever we are going for implementing a new acceptance process, we make sure that everything is properly verified and a production acceptance process and change management system is properly followed before we move on to the implementing a production acceptance process. So both the process or the new applications or whatever it may be, it has to be completely tested and made sure it is everything is working properly. And we also have to make sure that our environment is also ready. What is the purpose of production acceptance process? It acts as the gate between deployment and production. Its goal is to ensure that every release of this process meets technical, functional, and operational requirements. It makes sure that the process for the system is fully tested and documented. It also makes sure that it is properly monitored, supported, and maintained after deployment. And it also makes sure that it is not going to introduce any unacceptable risks to the already implemented business operations. The key objective of production acceptance process is to ensure operational readiness for all the changes before we go on for implementation. It also helps us to improve system stability and service quality. It establishes accountability between all the departments. For example, development, quality assurance, and operations. It creates a repeatable and auditable release version of the validate processes, which helps us to monitor and manage the deployed system. It helps us to integrate with the change and release management. It ensures that the production operation process is not a standalone, but it is integrated with the existing infrastructure management processes. It also helps us to integrate with change management. So here the production acceptance process completion is a prerequisite for any approval in the change management. So it makes sure that the production acceptance process is completed before going on for approving any new changes in the environment or the production system. Next, the release management also it employs deployment packages or production ready. So this release management is also followed by the production acceptance process, which makes sure that everything is completely ready before we go on for implementation. And it also verifies all related assets are recorded and linked. So either it be a communication or it may be a workflow or it may be an iterative process. So whatever is the configuration we are going to implement, so that is being verified by this production acceptance process. It makes sure that all the related assets are properly recorded and linked properly. It strengthens the collaboration between the teams involved in the organization. It encourages communication between, for example, development, quality assurance, operations, and support teams. It also ensures that the operational requirements like monitoring, documentation, and bookkeeping is very much properly addressed, and it is addressed even earlier. It helps us to build a shared accountability for release readiness. So every department or every team involved in this entire process is equally accountable for maintaining the process, both the existing and both the new systems. Whoever is involved in it, they share the equal accountability. It helps us to employ governance and documentation in a much better way. It creates a production acceptance policy outlining, which has to be followed by everyone. It stores the completed PAP documents in a centralized repository for audit and traceability. It also conducts periodic review of the production acceptance process. Since it helps us to keep it aligned with new technology and new compliances whenever it arises, it are properly needed. So whenever we are going for implementing or upgrading, it makes sure that it is our application or process is very ready much in state for accepting new changes. Next one is the train and communicate. It helps us to educate development, QA and operation teams on the process and criteria. It also provides templates for checklists, maybe for acceptance forms and running different test summary processes. It also conducts a walkthrough on major projects so that the build adoption and a process is properly understood. Last one is the benefits of implementing PAP. So after implementing PAP, prevents production outages caused by incomplete releases. It improves collaboration across teams, and it also helps us to do various processes properly. So this is with the implementation of production process. I hope this video is very useful. Let us meet in the next session. Thank you.